Who needs killer hornets when you can have killer bees? That's what I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the beekeeper in Watch Dogs Legion today. Actually 2 ways, how to complete the long asked way and what the difference is between doing the side missions or just finding a random beekeeper in some of the parks. So don't forget to like, make sure you subscribe for the best in Watch Dogs Legion guides, tutorials. Let's go London town. So, like I said, there's 2 ways to get beekeepers. You can go around the parks and the greenery of London and hopefully find one tending to the electronic beehives. Now this one was in Islington and Hackney in the Evergreen Park. Now because he dislikes DedSec, you're going to have to take one extra step to recruit him. Remember, don't bother with any of the scheduled stuff below, just aim for the 2 that says the recruitment leads, either one of them and it should do the job. In this instance, he's being shaken down by a former copper, so you've got to erase the evidence and then you'll be able to talk to him. So just get a little bit closer to the target, press LB or L1 and then you should be able to go ahead and erase any of the data. Once she's walked away, you can go ahead and start yapping to him and he's going to tell you how you can help him a little bit more and he'll start working for you, DedSec.
Ah, DedSec then. Would you be willing to help me destroy my life's work?
So you can go ahead and click on the mission, show it up on the map and then head towards it and complete or do whatever it is. It's going to be different for everyone. The first stage for me was getting the laboratory's location, which I needed to get from this Albion operative who had the location on them. So just went ahead and downloaded it and it was pretty simple, pretty easy. I didn't have to involve myself too much.
Upload it now.
So now all I have to do is go and erase the research data in this location, the Albion station in Tower Hamlets. Now as it turns out, I'd just done the side mission for this in Tower Hamlets to free this area, so it's one of the Defiance ones. So I had cleared all of these doors and unlocked them. You might find it a little bit more troublesome if you do get this same sort of mission. You'll have to break in a little bit more complicated than I had it. So go ahead and download the data or go ahead and erase it as Bagley tells you to.
The drug our friend was working on increases awareness and hostility by 72%. So basically social media in a pill.
And that is pretty much it. Relatively easy. Obviously I had broken into that place so it might be a bit more challenging for you, but I'm pretty sure if you're accomplished playing the game right now it won't be that hard.
Hope you're ready to teach the powers that be a lesson. Welcome to DedSec.
Brilliant. Finally found my people.
So that's part 1 of getting a beekeeper. Now let's move on to the second method. So by completing all of the side missions in the City of London, you'll gain access to the beekeeper. Now I wanted to test things out and see if the beekeeper was any different or had any extra abilities. Turns out he does have a small minor extra plus, and it may be different for some of these other special operatives. You can apparently find more spies hanging around the MI5 building, and there's definitely other places you can find more hitmen too. So if you have suddenly killed the one that you already unlocked by freeing these areas, or maybe you just don't like the look of it, then you can go and see if you can find some more. There might not be too many differences. So the first task we've got also opens up possibilities in the future where you're going to have to come back to try and get hold of a special mask. Now apparently this mask has got a lot of QR codes in the game that you have to go and scan before you can go ahead and get it. Basically you'll be brought to this dilapidated derelict building and there'll be somewhere where you have to chuck a spider bot inside. You'll also find another mask here. It's the digital piggy mask, which is pretty cool. So use your spider bot to go in and grab it, but that isn't what I'm talking about. There's a special secret one. Apparently that's still yet to be resolved. So I'll come up with a video for you guys once I've figured out all the key PR codes. Anywho, use your spider bot to hack into it and then you're going to have a bit of a hunt with some cameras in a very strange place indeed, filled with mannequins. You've basically got to use the cameras to get around this underground vault, find some of the computers, basically scan them and hack into them before downloading the data from where the DJ stand is. So I won't walk you through this, you'll work it out. There's only about 4 or 5 cameras, it's not the most challenging thing. So once you've hacked or downloaded all the text files, you can see there is a box with a mask, and that's what I'm talking about. It's got to be resolved, something to do with QR codes. So like I said, I'll come back with a fuller video showing how to get that. It's the only way you can do it. You can't get that mask anyway at the moment unless you worked out the puzzle or riddle. But god damn it, we're here about bees, Jade, not masks. Okay, let's carry on. So with that mission complete, we've got our first Defiance City of London finished. Next up, we're heading to the cheese grater building, and underneath you're going to find the next part where we've got to get some photographic evidence. Now this is pretty challenging. It doesn't really give you any clues that you've actually got to go underground. Here's what I'm talking about. You're going to need a news drone. Now there should be one here when you arrive, but I was mucking around with one and I pretty much got it blown up when I was trying to find the entrance. It did take me a while. You can see it's under the ground, but it doesn't appear to be a way to get into it. I finally managed to get a news drone flying by, and you can see this little vent right here, and this is actually where you find the drone, literally standing outside it. Go inside the little hole and delve downwards, and you should be able to also get yourself a tech chip, which I somehow missed there, I don't know why. Make your way through the dark corridors, eventually you'll get to a room where you can take a picture of the evidence that you need. You've got to press down on the D-pad to bring the camera up, and then just take the picture. And that is the second side mission complete. Now only one more, and then we've got the final mission to unlock the beekeeper. All these missions are pretty close by, as the city of London's not that big. But here I am in the location with sort of the half bowl under construction. There's plenty of guards and plenty of drones around here. So I thought I'd be a smart aleck and just come in here with my cargo drone and go ahead and then just jump down and do some sabotage. But it didn't pan out the way I wanted. I'm sure you'll do a lot better job than I did, where I decided I was going to try and fight a riot drone with just my bare fists. Anyway, whatever you do, clear out the area and then go ahead and do the sabotage. In my defence, you do have to do this in person, and I was just feeling maybe a little bit rusty. There you go, challenge complete, third side mission, and now the last mission to unlock the beekeeper. So you'll pretty much go and speak to your contact, and he's going to give you the lowdown about some sort of mind wiping or mind correction facility nearby that you're going to try and shut down.
Right. Renewal therapy. Run the place out of the walkie-talkie. If you get word out of what's really going on in there, I know the people here would rise up against Albion.
So literally only stone's throw away is the walkie-talkie building, and you're going to be going inside the lift and travelling upwards. When you get to the top, you'll find some nice views, so you might want to get your camera out and take some selfies. So you don't have to worry about combat in this one, you just need a spied bot, so make sure you bring one with you, although there is a box to call one as well. Just go through all the vents, through a few offices, until you get to the control switch. Once hooked up, now you're going to have to do some more camera work. Very similar to the earlier mission, you're going to have to just basically hack into 4 of the computers to get all the information you need to expose what's going on. Once you've got all 4 pieces, you then just got to press the big red switch, and this is where you're going to be turning the red into blue lines to power on the signal and do a little bit of propaganda too. So it's pretty heavy on hacking and using drones, but there really isn't much of a challenge in terms of combat or difficulty here. Just use the drone and then just simply change them all to blue. It's fairly simple, so I will just briefly go over it. Obviously do the middle one first, switch it around, and then you've got power going once you've unlocked it. And then you want to switch it so it's got power like this, power going up to the top. And if we take a little look just underneath the Albion sign, you can see we've got power going through one side, but we need to get power going through the other side too. So follow the blue conduit on the left hand side, bear in mind the one that's underneath that's red, we're going to be visiting that in a second. You can see there we've got to turn on the power now, and you just want power going to the bottom and the middle one at this point. Go ahead and flick the next switch, then you've got power going to the next section. Flick this next lever and keep following it all the way around the cheese grater building. And there you've got another unlock that you can now do. So spin that round at least twice, maybe 3 times so it's all blue. We need power going up to the top there, and this one we can't actually activate until we get some more power lines going to it from the other side. If you look on top now, there will be another switch. You need to flick that so it's going blue across the actual glass. You can go ahead and now flick this switch, and it will give power to the bottom one, and you should be able to flick this one now as it's got 2 power conduits going into it. And there you go, we've got all the power going. We've just got to go around here now and flick the final one. And that is pretty much it. Go and make your escape in the same lift that you came up in, and it's super simple and easy. The City of London is free, just not from the investment bankers yet.
Bugger me, we owe ya.
And just like that, Albion has been eliminated from this borough. Well, maybe not totally, but at least you've shown everyone around here how to wipe up the filth. Well done.
We've now got our second beekeeper.
Excellent. Our little posse's growing. Welcome to DedSec.
Oh, yes. Been waiting my whole damn life to kick some bollocks.
These two guys look strangely familiar, yet sound so different. So what's the major difference between the two? Well, one of the beekeepers has got a banjo that he can play, and it is a perk because you can distract or blend into the crowd when guards are trying to find you, where the other one is going to have reduced jail time. I'm sure it's going to be different each time you do it. You'll get that fourth additional perk and it may be very different, but that's what I've come across so far. Overall, their actual abilities I wasn't that impressed with. Their gun seems to be just more or less an electrifying gun, a bit slower to use as well. It says that it will blow up bees, but it didn't really make an explosion anytime I used it. And the swarm of bees is cool, but it doesn't actually take down enemies in one fell swoop. It kind of more or less is just a distraction tool. The passive ability to withstand shock attacks is pretty good, but yeah, overall I just wasn't actually that impressed with the beekeeper. It felt like I was firing a stapler at him, and yeah, the swarm of bees, it just really wasn't doing it for me. I obviously attacked a bunch of different enemies as well, humans, not just drones, and yeah, as you can see, it really didn't take them out. But there we go, that is how to get the beekeeper in 2 different ways. So if you lose your first beekeeper because you've made the City of London defiant, don't worry, you can find plenty more all round in the gardens. Or you might even be able to get one ahead of making City of London defiant. Let me know though, if you're finding it hard to find them, you may want to consider doing that very first mission that I did, where I'd already gone into the Albion station, and maybe that's the trigger point for actually showing them up. Well, that is it from now. Until we be again, I'll see you ratbags later.